Biffy Clyro.
Hello.
Hi. We are in 360, so yeah, utilise the space. Brilliant. Welcome to the NME Awards launch party, which you are graciously playing tonight. You're doing an acoustic set tonight. What do you guys get out of doing an acoustic set rather than a full ballsy rock show?
I guess we physically we get to relax a bit more. Mentally, it's a bit more intense though. Tonight's a tough one because it's a party. It's going to be a celebration, and we're kind of probably going to make everyone feel a little melancholy for 40 minutes. But there's something special in the air, I think.
Yeah, it's just the connection with people. I mean, it's the same thing as a regular concert. It's not a different world. It's just a different part of the world. You know.
No hiding. I guess the ego disappears when you're doing acoustic. You know, when you're on the big stages, kind of jumping around. You can let your mind fly. You know, and up here it's very much. Thanks for coming.
Yeah, does the banter get a bit awkward? I'm sure you're like, hi guys.
It can. Yeah, it depends how much tequila I drink beforehand. So we may or may not be in a lively one tonight, Lou.
Do all of your songs lend themselves to the acoustic treatment, or is it just the ballady ones, or do you do the big ones acoustic too?
We do a handful of big ones. I guess the more kind of progressive songs don't work so much. Anything that's too kind of widdly in the guitar, but I guess songs from our last kind of 3-4 records all work pretty well. Yeah. Which is a shame because we would love to play a few more kind of earlier songs, but they just don't lend themselves quite as well. It's just, and we've tried, you know, and sometimes it's hilarious.
Right, you've given it a go.
Yeah, we have tried, and it's like, right, okay, we won't do that again.
We are in O'Meara, which is a brand new venue in London, and there's been a lot said recently about how UK nightlife is suffering and places are closing down. But this is a new place, so does that mean there's not much to worry about now, or is UK nightlife still in danger?
I think we've got to be aware of it, or as a culture it's going to disappear. And I believe Ben from Mumford Sons owns this, and that it's really exciting to hear someone like him putting money back in, you know, to live venues and club kind of thing. And I believe that we heard this part of town, Sadiq Khan's kind of this is his part. He's going to regenerate, and it's essential. Any city, any major city, London needs a stunning nightlife. You know, it appeals the world over. It's not just for people to go out and get wrecked or whatever. It's a culture to it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's so important, you know, and obviously as coming from live band perspective, it's very important. We would really have struggled in a city like London if we were starting just now. You know, I think the opportunities are becoming tougher and tougher. But so it's great. And I think as long as we keep talking about it and don't let it die, it's not something we can ignore. You know, so I think if everyone just tries to support their local places as well, you know, not even necessarily just in London, it's happening, you know, countrywide.
Yeah. What venues were important to you as a band when you were starting out in the early days?
Actually, one of our first ever nights out in London when we get signed, we went to the garage, the Highbury garage, and we had a fair few horrifically messy nights there. And the first night we went there, we actually ended up running over every single car down High. What is it? High? Where is it?
Alma Road, was it?
The Holloway Road is just
Holloway Road,
outside. Just the top end of Holloway Road. Yeah.
Which doesn't really say much about the venue, but yeah, garage in London, we've got a lot of memories. King Tut's in Glasgow's a big one for us as fans and as a band, and I guess kind of Barrowlands is a biggie.
Yeah, it's where we saw all our favourite bands growing up.
But I mean, we started in, you know, playing in pubs and all that, and you know, we wouldn't have learned a thing as a band or as musicians or even as people if it hadn't been the kind of support of the community kind of encouraging musicians to kind of start out and do it.
You mentioned that Ben from Mumford & Sons opened this place. What would be your guys' venue if you started a venue? What would your place be like? Where would it be? What would be the vibe?
It would have a weed shop in it. So it would probably be in Amsterdam. So you'd get all the different strains of Biffy weed.
Okay.
So it'd be a very chilled vibe. We'd sell all sorts of tequila because I'm a big tequila. I love tequila. So it might be a tequila bar.
Yeah. The weed and tequila bar.
Weed and tequila. Yeah. It's going to be pretty sloppy, isn't it?
It's be messy.
I know. So, and I guess we would have live music every night of the week.
And I think if we serve food, we would serve it in plates, just to be a bit different.
Yeah, just to be with a nice.
No, just slabs of like a tile or something.
No, what we'd do is we'd serve food on food.
Yes.
So like you order a pizza, but you get it on a steak.
That works.
Wow.
I'll do that.
So there we go. Boom. Don't nick that anyway.
This actually brings me to something I was going to ask later. I'll ask it now. There's a song on the last album called Animal Style. Is that a reference to In-N-Out Burger?
Of course it is.
Oh, good. Describe what Animal Style is for people who are watching in 360.
Ben's an Animal Style guy.
Animal Style is a variation on your fries where you get some special In-N-Out sauce with some cheese and some browned onions.
Yeah, it's kind of disgusting but amazing.
It kind of kicks the game up a bit. It really does.
Last time we spoke, you said you're working on ideas for the next album. How have we progressed since then?
We haven't.
Okay.
We've still got a bunch of songs that we haven't released yet from the Ellipsis session. So we'll have a new album out this year with all those songs. And because B-sides have disappeared now, we don't put out 7-inch finals of the singles. So we've got all these songs that haven't been heard yet. So that'll come out this year.
Oh, so there will be new Biffy music this year?
Yeah, definitely. But no, I think it's important that we don't want to take much time, but we really want to make sure that what we move on to next is, again, worthwhile. We don't want to just make a record for the sake of it. So as soon as we feel inspired, I guess, and stop kind of touring quite as hard. We've had a busy 6 months, and we've already found out our calendar till September, so it's going to be a busy 7 months this year as well. 8 months, I can't even count. But as soon as we can, we'll get in and start, creating. But it's a different part of our brain we use, I guess. So I think we're maybe quite unusual in that way, that playing live doesn't necessarily feed back into the creativity.
Okay. And you've got that weed and tequila bar to open.
Yeah, exactly. Nicholas Sturgeon, Scotland's going to legalise weed hopefully soon anyway.
Oh, brilliant. Have you thought of a name for this bar in the past 3 minutes?
No, I haven't.
That's going to be a fun thing.
Something that ties tequila, weeds,
and food on
Biffy.
food.
Yeah, food on. That's what we just call it. Food on food.
Food on food, on weed on
Weed
tequila.
on weed. Tequila on tequila.
You're headlining Download this summer. It's going to be amazing. Do you plan to play a heavier set than usual? Because it is like the rock festival.
Yeah.
I don't think we'll go out our way to play the softest songs we have. But I think we rock hard enough for that festival. I think we're going to go down better than some people think. And but yeah, we'll probably fling in a couple of the heavier tunes.
Yeah.
Because we love playing heavy music.
We do like the challenges. This is kind of the first gig in a while that's reminded us of the early days when we played Download not as a metal band, or we'd play like V-Fest and we'd seem like Dayside. We were always in the wrong place. We either seemed like bloody, Star Sailor if we played Download, and then we seemed like Dayside if we played V-Fest. So we've never quite fitted in, and I think this is the first time in a while where we feel like we're ready for a battle in the best possible way.
Brilliant. Did you ever go when it was Monsters of Rock, or is that a bit too before your time?
We're a bit young.
What age do you think we are? No, that was before our time.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I used to listen to it on the radio.
Yeah.
There was one of the big years, I was a big Pantera and Sepultura fan, and I think that year Therapy played, and I listened to it on Radio 1, and I remember just being like, one of these days, it was just yeah, exactly, and it's...
And now headlining on the main stage.
Yes,
That's
it's
all right.
hard to believe that is all right, yeah.
Brilliant. Are you doing any other festival stuff in the UK, or is that an exclusive thing, or...?
We may or may not do some festivals. Yeah, we're going to do 2 or 3 hopefully in the UK. So.
Oh, brilliant. Okay.
And then loads elsewhere. But yeah, we're going to be around. It's the tough thing now, playing slightly bigger shows on our tours, is it feels like we don't get to play the UK very much. It's like because you condense the tour, it's like I think 10 shows, and it's so weird.
It's really little as well. Once you've done it, you're out. So it's all of Europe and America and all those places.
But so we'll make ourselves known again though here. We will be sticking our nose in people's plates of food on food.
Food. So after headlining Download, sort of the only big UK festival to go in terms of headlining is Glastonbury. Would you be into that? Do you see that in your future, a Glastonbury headline set?
I definitely think we could do it. The thing about Glastonbury, I guess we kind of came more from the heavier side, so Glastonbury's, I don't know, it's something we would love to do. Absolutely, and I guess Metallica was extreme a kind of heavy band as you can have, and I thought that went fantastic. But we would love to do it. It'd be the biggest box ticked ever. So you never know in the next few years, hopefully.
Okay.
Je ne sais pas. Je ne sais pas.
2016 was kind of generally a bit shit.
Yeah.
How are you feeling about 2017? Anything to look forward to this year?
Well, after watching Donald Trump's press conference yesterday, it just gets worse and worse. I have faith in people of the world.
Yeah.
I think last year was such a fucker for everyone for so many reasons, culturally, politically, and environmentally. And something needs to kind of change in the consciousness, and I hope that Trump is just a logical extreme of the worst things that we can do as people. And I hope that once we kind of touch that furnace, we realise that, that's not what we need to be, because at the moment it doesn't look like a lot of hope, but I think the sad thing is to realise how many people don't share all our points of view. But the wonderful thing is to see how many people do, and how many people who want people to be cared for and looked after, how strong we all feel. And that to me is what I'm kind of grabbing a hold of this year, that there's enough good people that hopefully we can start getting rid of fucking wankers. It's just such a basic thing. When you imagine that someone doesn't care about another human being, that's just so hard
Seems
for us
a bit
to believe.
off, doesn't it? Like, really? Guys,
Why not? So I hope it's just reached its illogical conclusion, and that we can now bring it back.
In terms of all the kind of musical deaths that happened last year, which one hit you guys the hardest? Because there were a lot. Leonard Cohen for me.
Yeah, because
that was my
I felt for Leonard. I mean, Prince was probably. I mean, Bowie. I think because we're British, and he's been just such a part of everything. That we've been aware of, since we were born. So like Bowie's more than music. He really was. In terms of kind of musicianship, I guess Prince for me was a real big deal, because he was so young, and Bowie was young as well. But Prince was really young, and he just seemed like he was gearing up to go again. And I found that really, really sad. And I don't want to disrespect anyone else that passed away, because the list is just horrific, and everyone mattered. Everyone mattered that died last year.
Also, George Michael, were you fans?
Oh,
I mean, that was so God, reminds you all over.
Yeah, no.
I can't believe that.
Believe it or not, this is going to sound like a joke, but we tried to get George Michael on Puzzle when we were recording that, because we love his voice, and at that time he was making, it was really kind of slow, kind of R&B. It was I think it was almost, maybe it wasn't quite Jesus to a Child era, but it wasn't long after that, and he obviously got back and said, I'm not at all interested. But
you got to try.
You got to try. But I think he's just such an interesting. He was such an interesting character, and I love all the wee things you hear about him now when it's passed away, like things he helped out families who just, struggle. I forget the exact details, but it was like people that needed health insurance or something to help. There's people that
he's like a thoroughly decent man.
Not doing it for publicity or anything, and I think he was really unique, and it's just crazy that, to talk about George Michael and David Bowie in the same year as well. It's so fucked up. Couldn't be more devastating bookmarks to the end of the year. And I just hope this year, I mean, Graham Taylor, the football manager, died today, 72, which isn't great, but I hope just nothing else, Keep on breathing.
Everyone stay alive
for
the next 11 and a half months and we'll be fine.
That would be great.
You have an electronic music project on the go that you're releasing this year. What can you tell us about it? When will we hear stuff?
It's called ZZC. I guess we'll be touring a bunch more for Biffy, and then I'll put it out. I'm going to do some shows and stuff for it. It's going to be a lot more kind of conceptual, I've got a few really, really cool ideas for it.
Yeah, how's it going to work live? Is it going to be you just kind of Jean-Michel jarring away on stage?
It's going to be almost like the Pet Shop Boys. So I'm going to be singing like Neil Tennant. My wife Francesca is going to be like Chris Lowe up the back, but she's going to look like the girl from The Ring.
Okay.
So she won't be pressing in, it's all going to be backing track.
Yeah.
So she'll just stand but have a laptop that's not even switched on.
Right.
And then I'm giving this all away now, but I'm going to get projections of people playing instruments with strings and all that. And as I move around the stage, I'm going to join in as the shadows. So it's quite a lot of choreography, but it sounds like it won't be ready for this year at all.
What kind of venues are you thinking as well for this?
Well, to be honest, I mean, it would need to be small to start with.
Right.
I mean, the music's it's not the most, I don't know, gripping music. It gets
really good.
Kind of weird.
Okay, weird is good.
Weird is good, yeah.
I've got mainstream.
It's not mainstream. I've got a 7.5 minute masterpiece that I call The Myth. And it's like this neoclassical kind of thing that goes into a little bit of math rock, and I think it's one of the best pieces of music I've ever written. So that's going to be the last track in the album.
Bold statement.
Yeah, I've written tons of good shit, No, but
one of many.
It's so out there. It's not like a song; it's a piece of music. So I feel like it was a good thing for me to do, kind of mentally, to move away from trying to write a song with vocals and just make this.
Is it more like a score kind of thing?
Well, that started as a score for an imaginary movie I had actually, and then that was the very first thing I did for ZZC, and then I did a song for Zane Lowe.
Is that the Drive?
Yeah, the Drive. So that was the second song, but no one had heard the first one. So I already had the kind of vibe for it. But so a busy year for us all.
Yeah. How about you two? Do you do sidey stuff as well?
No.
Not
Can't be us.
Well, I mean, No, we'd love to at some point. I think absolutely. I think just a matter of time, to be honest. But I definitely would never rule it out. You know.
Okay, brilliant. Obviously, this is the NME Awards launch party. I want to know who you guys want to vote for in the Best British Band category. I will tell you who is nominated.
Okay.
There's a certain Scottish band called Biffy Clyro.
Can we vote for them?
I don't think you can. Maybe. Wolf Alice, the 1975, Bastille, Years and Years, The Last Shadow Puppets, and Biffy Clyro. But saying that you can't vote for yourselves,
Good list.
how
Wolf Alice?
would you vote?
We'd go Wolf Alice. We played with them over the summer. They're a really interesting guitar band. I think every time I hear a song from them, I'm like, it sounds so different to the last. I love that. Every band in the list is really great, but yeah, Wolf Alice blew us away
Wolf
this
Alice
year.
for the win.
So yeah, absolutely.
Okay, Hero of the Year.
Yeah, Gary Lineker.
He is.
He's been
nominated.
amazing
He's been great,
on the old
hasn't he?
Twitter, and
Yeah.
I didn't realise how awesome he was until
How right on he
last year.
is,
Yeah,
yeah.
he's so on it, and his views seem to be totally with.
And it's
in
brave in
line
his
with ours.
position as well.
Yeah.
It'd be a lot easier for him to kind of not give his opinion, but I
Exactly.
think it's one. I thought Lily Allen was brave this
Yeah,
year as
she
well.
has been.
You know, and let's go, Gary. Perfect.
Okay, and on the flip side, Villain of the Year.
Donald Hump.
Who else?
It's got
I
to
think
be.
he's going to walk away with this one quite easily.
I know, he'll
Yeah.
probably come. He'll probably misunderstand in Twitter. He'll be like, great, I'm getting an award.
not
Yeah,
gonna
if he
let
doesn't
him.
win, he'll say it's
Sorry,
rigged.
mate,
won't
you're
he?
not welcome.
He'll say it's rigged. You guys are fake music. Fake music. I mean, it has to be, and everyone's going to say it, isn't it? It's
Yeah.
like the only year ever, probably in the NME Awards, where everyone will say exactly the same
Yeah.
fucking thing.
I think you'll be right. Well, thank you very much
Thank you.
for being in 360. Use all of the angles. It's great.
Does that mean you can do that?
Hug it. Hug the people.
Yeah.
Make out with the people. Why not?
I know, but this has turned a bit weird.
Yeah,
now.
it got a bit weird.
Great. Okay.
Back to being grown-ups, boys.
Thanks. Bye.
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 Hi, everybody.